Hello and welcome to Glasgow by Night, our Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition chronicle set in Glasgow, Scotland. We followed a Night Elements coterie. Operating out of a burlesque club in the merchant city, they try to survive in the tangled, deadly web of kindred alliances and enmities. This is the third of our Minisodes, short, intimate experiences with one of our characters. Here we return to the side of Malcolm Corvin as he meets his nemesis. Tonight he is to partake in the very first of a regular series of competitive tests laid on by his soon-to-be deceased mentor, Elizabeth O'Neill. Again, this is an early recording of ours, so there's a familiar pulsing. It does pass, so we ask that you stick with it. The audio quality does improve as we progress through the chronicle. A wee warning to you all, Vampire the Masquerade is a game of personal horror, and this chronicle is for mature audiences only. That being said, this Minisode, although relatively tame, does contain the consumption of blood and a mild sexual reference. Now, let us begin our vampire story as we join Malcolm Corvin just outside an old, nearly forgotten library in the University of Glasgow.
French have settled down to an obstinate fight to hamper the occupying forces.
The larger and more splendid its city, the more it is at the mercy of those who may make it their prey.
The nightlife in Glasgow is perfectly safe. They do not exist.
I urge you, at this moment of national emergency.
Life should not be carrying on as normal right now.
I don't think there's any way to back out of it now. Elysium is incredibly prestigious. Having a bit of a fight with myself, the exit is right there.
You don't want to be in between me and that.
I gave Happy a promise, and for all my sins, I do try and keep those.
We have a number of provocations to respond to. Is there anybody who's innocent among the kindred?
We did have a vision that we all died if this was ahead, remember?
You have to be careful.
I know.
Okay. Well, we are back in 2014, after the fire at the Glasgow School of Art, where Malcolm has recovered from his initial embrace and even went out on his first hunt, which had very mixed results. But at the end of the day, it was successful. And you have been under the tutelage of your sire Elizabeth O'Neill for for some time now, and you now find yourself in the heat of the summer's night in the basement of Glasgow University in Elizabeth O'Neill's private library, or just outside it. And you're standing there, and you meet this young man.
Oh,
Mm.
oh, it's him.
Ponce face.
He's very wide-eyed and happy, it has to be said. You've never clapped eyes on this man before. And he enters the kind of waiting room and shakes your hand and says, good evening, my name is Alexander.
Malcolm, pleasure.
Oh, Malcolm, very nice to meet you. You know Miss O'Neill?
She is mentoring me, yes.
Oh, she's your teacher as well. Oh, goodness, right. Oh, I never knew. I thought it was private lessons I was getting.
Just stab him now, save loads of trouble.
Not to worry. I'm sure it'll all come out in the wash. Lovely. And you hear in the distance, "Come in, boys."
Oh Lord.
Anyone else really terrified?
Actually, I'm reassessing my view of Elizabeth, and she's doing this. This is fun. Karen was might have got on better.
So Alexander opens the double doors into her personal library, and it's one of those. The ceilings are a good 20 feet tall, stacked with books. You've got those ladders which will slide along, giving you access to all sort of books.
I have
it's
images.
all polished woods.
You've been to the
and it has
the
that
Oxford Library.
smell. It has that smell of an old library, that you in particular find so appealing. And
Indeed.
standing in the centre is our old friend and your sire, Elizabeth. And she stands in the middle. She has a beaming smile, and she gestures in front of her, and there's two desks with single chairs behind them, and she gestures for you both to have a seat.
Is this going to be a test, Miss Elizabeth?
Test make us better learners, I hear.
Understood.
Please be seated.
Oh Lord.
Take a seat.
You take a seat. Alex, do you go left or right, or?
I go left.
And Alex goes to the right. He stands behind his chair, and then Elizabeth gestures for you both to sit down. As you sit down, you can see there are three small dishes in front of you. Empty dishes, just about the kind of like almost like a soy dish, like you would get in a Japanese restaurant. And Elizabeth says, "A small competition between the two of you.
Oh Lordy.
I understand it has been not long since you were embraced, and your studies have been steady but brief. But I feel you have learned enough to be tested on your abilities now. So, what I would like you to do," she pulls from behind her a small vial of blood and walks towards your desk. "You will taste each of these blood, and you will inform me of what you find out about them." She pours a little into the first dish on your desk, and then crosses the hall and does exactly the same to Alex. Replacing the stopper in the bottle, she goes back to her own desk and places the bottle down there. Taste the blood, and let me know what you think. I'm going to need your blood sorcery. And your resolve. And also, bearing in mind that your willpower is completely replenished for this session, so if you need to spend willpower, feel free.
Okay.
And if you, once again, if you wish to rouse the blood, feel free. We'll assume your hunger is at 1 for now.
Okay, so my resolve is 4. My blood sorcery is 2.
Okay.
Your hunger 1.
Do you want to rouse the blood for this?
Sure, why not? It's a test. Go home.
Okay,
Go big or go
rouse
home.
check. I like it. You can add 1 dice to your pool by giving me a rouse check.
6.
That's a success.
6. Okay, you pass.
Oh, hello, sexy. 3
Oh,
10s plus another 2 normal
Holy shit.
successes.
One of which is a hunger. One of the
Okay.
crits is a hunger die, though. So.
Well, the crits the hunger die. Okay, that's fine. So that's rather a lot of successes. So you taste the blood. The iron starts to swirl about in your mouth, and it's not off-putting as it was when you were a mortal. It is exceedingly appealing. You actually find yourself wanting to go for a second dab, but as it works its way around your mouth and into your mind, you get a picture of a mortal. Someone that was living and breathing. Perhaps they still are. You know they're immortal because their blood potence is virtually 0. There's nothing in here that comes close to the vitae of a kindred.
Not even the diluted ghoul kind.
Not even that kind. Definitely not a ghoul. You get the feeling you get a melancholic feeling about the blood. It is someone that has been sad, maybe depressed, unhappy, and you get the briefest vision of a funeral, and then meeting somebody extraordinarily good looking. You don't know who, but you do get that feeling. She turns to Alexander and says, "My child, does the blood speak to you in such a way?" And he says, "Yes, this is a mortal. He is of very low blood potence, and he was a very happy individual. Yes, very cheery. Yes."
And sorry, was this the same blood sample or the different?
From the same bottle. From the same bottle.
Sir, I must disagree. This individual was the definition of melancholy. It has the souchon of unexpected surprise and attraction, but it is most definitely melancholy. Taken possibly around the funeral, they'd visited, they'd been part of it, they'd lost someone, and they've encountered someone that has added a very attractive, something that made their pulse pound just that moment more.
You look over after your soliloquy, and Elizabeth and Alexander are both staring at you. Elizabeth puts her pinky into the dish and has a little taste herself. She tastes for a while and then raises her eyebrows and walks back to her desk and picks up a second vial of blood. She pours it into each of your dishes, puts the stopper back in and says, "I would like to hear both of your assessments of this sample." You dip your finger in, put it to your lips, and same roll again, please.
I'm assuming you want me to roll again. I don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to keep the same one.
I mean, that was a good roll.
Roll again, my friend. Roll again.
6 and above, so
5. No crit.
Okay, bear in
no,
mind, you have, remember you have willpower to spend
Five.
on any non-hunger dice. Oh, that's a good point. Did you want to rouse the blood?
Yes, please.
Yes. Passed.
Pass again.
Passed again, okay. Of that roll, if you want to re-roll using your willpower, you can re-roll up to 3 normal dice.
So you've got 2 dice that weren't successes, so you've got 3 dice that you can roll because you've got the rouse the blood.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't have to be 3. Up
Oh,
to 3.
hello, gorgeous.
Whoa.
2 10s and a 9.
Oh yeah. Okay, fantastic.
I'm starting to hate me, and I am me.
It's good. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. As you dip the blood and you have a taste, your palate goes wild with this. It's nothing like you've ever tasted before. It's angry. It's violent. It's primal. It's not kindred. It's definitely not mortal.
Oh god.
And the more you think about it, you cannot help the images at the back of your mind of fangs and teeth and claw and fur before the image comes vaulting to the front of your brain, and that is that of a werewolf.
That
It's
sounds
terrifying. You like the taste. Or, no. That I will leave up to Malcolm to decide if he likes the taste or not. But there's no question that this is the blood of the wolf. You glance across. Sorry, actually, give me your wits and awareness.
3 successes, 1 a critical, nothing on the hunger dice.
3 successes, 1 a critical. Okay, that's fine. So 3 successes. You glance. You just at the edge of your vision as that werewolf, as you essentially nail what you believe to be where that's coming from. You glance across at Alexander, and you can see that he takes a pinky through, and he takes another one, and then he takes another one, and it doesn't look like he knows. Doesn't look like he knows. He takes another one, and another one. Elizabeth at the centre of the room says, "Enough." Malcolm, what did you taste?
I would initially describe it as colonic, but no, this is not mortal vitae. This ramps of the fang claw references would suggest it is of lupine stock. I would have originally have said possibly Gangrel vitae, but no, too verbose. It lacks the palette of grave dust that invariably is of vitae. This is werewolf stock.
To the contrary, Alex says. It is Gangrel stock. 13th generation, if I am not mistaken.
Very low opinion of the Gangrel clan, if that is the case.
He's a shape changer, this one. Of the wolf. Changes to the wolf. Very potent. But a werewolf this is not. Elizabeth stands up and says, "Very good." To no one in particular. She takes a third bottle and pours it into the third dish on each of your desks. Assess and report. Would you like to rouse your blood?
Yes, please, and it was a success.
Go for it. Oh, god damn it. Okay,
Any hungry?
let's go for the same again.
Okay. 2 10s and a 9. One of the criticals is on a hunger dice.
Okay.
Alright.
Would
Spend some
you-
willpower and reroll?
Yes,
sorry?
I'd like to spend some willpower and reroll.
Who said that? Who said that?
Disembodied voices. Very strange. I think there's a ghost in here.
Add another 3 successes.
Another. So how many is that in total? And crit?
6 in total, with 2 crits.
And one crit is on the hunger die.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, so a messy critical. Okay,
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Mm.
let me check something. Okay, you get hungrier. The taste of all this blood has the beast in the back of your brain telling you to finish the dish, finish all the dishes. They're right there, she won't mind. Just drink them.
Put my hands down towards the dishes and move them slightly further away.
Oh, you're such a tease. One day, Malcolm.
But not today.
She points to Alexander and says, your assessment. This is blood of high potence. The blood is angry, rage-filled. Yes, this is an early generation blood. Yes, that's what it is. That's what it is. Early generation blood, and very powerful indeed. Elizabeth gives him a kind of withering look, and as you dip your finger one last time into the blood and put it to your lips, you understand that this is someone with a blood potence of level 4, quite elderly. You would assume the 10th generation. You know the blood is sanguine in form, so the blood, there's a sense of emotional happiness, enthusiasm, intellect, flightiness about the blood that you chime with. You very much chime with. But it's somewhat overcast with a black aura, and you've never tasted this before, but you taste in it almost the blood, the taste of murder of your own kind. This is the blood of someone that has committed diablerie. You've never tasted it before. How you feel about that? That's up to Malcolm. But Elizabeth turns to you after not exactly dragging her eyes from Alexander, but she looks intently at you and gives you an encouraging nod. And you, Malcolm?
De Pitimont describes this particular case. Decanted, concentrated, potent, but not of an elder vintage. I would say the 10th generation at best.
Interesting.
Could potentially be 9th, but I wouldn't count on it. Flighty, intellectually, possibly a Toreador, but intellectual bent. Diabolus, definitely.
That's enough, Mr. Corvin. That's quite enough. Thank you for your time, gentlemen. That will be us for today.
Thank you for the test and the lesson, lady. May the night treat you well.
She nods. Alexander steps out into the kind of main concourse, gives a little bow and turns to walk away.
I'm going to walk away and make sure it's in a way he can't follow because he looked pissy.
Right, as you are walking away, there's only one entrance to this place, but as you're walking away, you hear Elizabeth say, "Mr. Corvin, a moment, please.
Come back.
Give me your wits and awareness. Wits and awareness, please."
Okay, that's getting creepy. 2 successes. 3 successes.
No, sorry, it was only 2. My bad. Not helping.
Are you gonna let me count my dice myself?
I hide now.
There's you can willpower as well if you know.
Why not? I've got
if
it to
wish,
spend.
if you wish to.
Another 2 success, one of which is a critical.
Well, okay. There's no question the look that you receive from this formerly unknown individual called Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
As he glances back at you and back at Elizabeth and then back to you, you know you've made an enemy today. He opens the door and closes it behind him.
Petulant.
Now,
Yes.
Mr. Corvin,
Yes, ma'am.
do you have time for some extracurricular activities?
Should you wish, ma'am.
Right this way. And she nods back in the way of what is her private quarters, which you've never seen before.
Follow her out.
Whose blood do you think that was?
Should anyone ask, I would assume it is an unknown donor.
Clever, good looking, and discreet. I may have found my successor after all.
By your judgment, my lady.
Now, take your clothes off. And that is where we'll leave tonight. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you too. Thank you as well.
Oh, she's so sexy.
Yes, she
love Elizabeth.
Damn. Too bad she's dead.
Real shame about that.
Excuse me.
What?
Toreador, but of the intellectual bent.
Are
you saying that I'm not in the intellectual bent?
Oh God. Oh God. It's all kicking off. Oh no.
I believe I was prefacing potentially Toreador, but an intellectual bent.
That's implying that Toreadors ain't smart.
Yeah, they can be smart. That is, however, they get distracted by shiny crap. Are you quite finished?
Yep, I'm good.
No.
Never going to a wine tasting at Malcolm's.
Nope.